teaching learning strategies that are compatible with the approach to peace education. Number 1, discussion. A small group discussion is a strategy used to enable the individual's participant voice to be heard. To be most effective, a discussion must be um, based on information and good thought out ideas. So this means that these strategies promote a democratic environment where everyone has the right to participate or to express their own opinions and ideas to contribute to the group for them to come up with a better discussion or a better result for their chosen topic, and that to be able to achieve it or to achieve a better outcome, the information that are being shared should be based on a factual and good ideas, so that when gathering the information or when consolidating the information, we can say that our information that has been gathered by us through our discussion is based on the collected information and is not biased, or we are not delivering a false information about our topic, that only the facts we will be disseminating. The next one is the pair share. It is a discussion technique where partner groups are formed facilitator possess a question or a topic for discussion. Person A respond to the question uninterrupted while person B listens. After a given time, partner reverse rules. Later, A relates to the class the points B express and vice versa. It is a good exercise to improve listening skills. So this means that the pair share is where the listening of the learners are being challenged as a groups. The two students or learners will be challenged to expand the points of their partners to the um, class and vice versa in a more understanding or an easy explanation, so that the class will be able to grasp the situation or the information easily. In other words, um, you must summarize or understand well the points or the highlights of the answers to the question that your partner had answered for you to share it to the class and vice versa. The third strategy is the visualization or imagination exercise. The visualization exercise helps the student or the participants to use their imagination. It allows them to imagine alternative to situation of conflicts. So this means that we are visualizing and are using our imagination for us to come up with a better solution or an alternative solution to the situation of conflicts, or in resolving the conflicts where we use our imagination in gathering our solution to that situation of conflicts. And then we visualize it. Um, after we visualize it, we take it into consideration and plan it to implement and apply it in resolving that conflict. The fourth strategy is perspective taking. In this strategy, the learners are asked to understand and appreciate where the other person is coming from. It is a skill in problem solving. This entails that standing in the shoe of the other is often used to develop empathy and tolerance. This means that all has its own unique traits. And we all have differences that in this perspective taking where empathy and our tolerance are being developed as, or learnings of it is that before we criticize an individuals, we must take part or be in the shoe of that individual before we criticize or discriminate him. Since we recognize and address or accept that we all have differences, then we must consider all aspects of the individuals to be able to criticize him or her in a good way or in an information. One thing that we can do about it is just respect one another and accept the differences or recognize the differences and be respectful to one another. So so that we can live in a peaceful country or environment that before we discriminate some or judge someone, we must take a look at what is behind that person. So before doing something or criticizing someone, we go on a few strategies in learning. Next is role playing. This strategy is used to provide the participants with the opportunity to um, fail the situation rather than merely interact with intellectualize about it. So technique that allows students so, to explore realistic situation by interacting with other people in a monetary to develop experience and try all different strategies in a supported environment. The sixth strategy is simulation games. Um, Simulation games allow learners to have a better feel of the situation of peaceful and allows them to be more creative. So, in a simulation um, games, learners are expected to make decisions and problem solved in increasingly difficult circumstances. The next one is problem solving. It enables the person to use other vulnerable cognitive skills, child such as analyzing, generating opinions, and evaluating options. So, in problem solving, students expand their ability to reason, analyze situation, and make objective judgments. So, in the um, problem solving should be a very real part of curriculum. It presupposes that students can take on some of them of the responsibility for their own learnings and can take personal action to solve problems, resolve conflicts, discuss alternatives, and focus on thinking as a vital element of curriculum. The next is considering position or issues poll. The surface for defining positions for participants, the contribution statement, as in the case of these statements for encouraging positions or issues. It enables students to learn more about each other, find commonalities with peers, and contribute to a collaborative learning.
Strategy number 9, encouraging action. Whenever appropriate, the participants are asked to express a resolution or commitment to a certain action as a form of application of learning. Students' learning should not end in discussion. There should be an application of learning because that will tell if they really learned something from the lesson. For example, the lesson discusses how to promote peace. Students must also learn how to put their knowledge to use in practical settings. Peace begins within us, with ourselves. As an educator, it is our responsibility to motivate students to take even the smallest action that will contribute to the world peace, and to instill in them the idea that they are capable of making a difference. Strategy number 10, reading or writing a quotation. The reading of a piece-related quotation in the beginning or at the end of the lesson encourages learning to think or appreciate better the concepts learned in the session. It is one of the ways for students to appreciate the lesson, especially when they can relate to it or really make them think like, oo nga no, ganun pala yun. It's like supporting the details in the lesson. Strategy number 11, web charting. Writing a word such as war or peace on the board in the beginning of a session and inviting learners to write or draw their association with the word stimulate thinking. It is also a good springboard for the discussion of a particular piece-related concept. This web charting will help the students to activate their prior knowledge about the lesson and also help the teacher what the students already know about the lesson and what else they do not know that needs to be taught by the teacher. For example, about peace, students can put peace begin with people, or there are two types of peace, the positive and the negative peace. With that, the teacher can assess what else the student does not know, and that is what he will teach. Strategy number 12. Use of film and photographs. The showing of film and or photographs help create vivid images in the minds of the learners. This can be followed by a discussion on messages conveyed and learners' reactions. Because students learn in different ways. Students learn more when they see visuals such as films and photographs. Students will understand the lesson better if they can see it or they can imagine it. Strategy number 13. Telling stories, including personal stories. Learners sometimes remember the concepts we want to share through our anecdotes and stories. Sharing your personal experiences related to the issue will help illustrate better the points you want to make. Such strategy also helps learners connect with you on a more personal basis. When we teach and use our personal stories as instrument, the lesson becomes more authentic. The person's stories or experiences will serve as a guide and motivation for students so that they can relate the lesson to their lives and they can express themselves. Stories capture students' attention and help them focus on the lesson at hand. They may also get students thinking about the topic in a different way. And it gives us an opportunity to learn from another person's experiences, and it can shape, strengthen, or challenge our opinions and values. Strategy number 14. Song or poem analysis. Many songs and poems contain peace-related messages. Allowing your students to listen to or read them, identify their favorite lines, and interpret messages will help them learn the values you want to impart in a more creative manner. The song and poem analysis strategy can assist teacher in creatively conveying the students the values that they need to learn and to apply in their daily lives. If you want them to learn to be peace agents, for example, the poem or song should be about how they contribute to the world peace so that they realize they are capable of being peace agents. Strategy number 15. Sentence completion. Encouraging learners to complete and finish sentences will help you know what thoughts and feelings they may have about a particular topic. The strategy may also be used to solicit action ideas from the participants. Sentence completion is similar to the web charting. The students' prior knowledge can be activated and you can find out what they know about the particular topic. Strategy number 16. Journal writing or individual reflection. At the end of the session, you may want to invite participants to answer one or two questions that will allow them to think of their responses or reflections or reactions to an issue that has just been discussed. You must assess the students' learning at the end of the lesson. They can write down what they learned in the lesson in their reflection and journal. You will also know if you have been good teacher to them or if you have been an effective teacher to them.
Strategy where opinion of each participant is roughly solicited. So in the class session, the learner's opinion will be collected by the teachers and give their opinion about in promoting peace education. The next one is teachable moments. It is an opportunity seized by the teacher to discuss the hot issue of the day. It may be an issue that is eternal to the class. For example, an ongoing conflict, we use it to describe the times when we have found a valuable authentic opportunity to teach something useful in this strategy. The children developing skills to take advantages of just right moments to teach has also been got noted in work in teachers promoting behavior during a guided reading session. The next one is interviews or research. Learners get the chance to gather information from third sources, asking students to interview peace advocates, for instance, who would help them appreciate what others do to help build a culture of peace. In this strategy, the learners were going to interview for research about the promoting peace education and they can know how to promote with the help of the teachers for the other people. The next is expert resources. Learners are exposed to the ideas of advocates for justice and peace. The use of a third person is most helpful for very controversial topics. The next one is reciprocal teaching. Students take turn in facilitating. What we hear, we usually forget. What we see, we usually remember. But what we do, we better understand. When given a chance to teach the subject matter, students are given the chance to comprehend better the concept, values, and skills we want to impart. In this strategy, the learners or the students learn to guide group discussion using 4 strategies: summarizing, questioning, generating, clarifying, and predicting. And this strategy for improving reading comprehension of the learner is very important. The next one is twinning. A student may partner with another person from a different locality via email or regular mail to discuss topics related to peace. This allows us to build a stronger collaboration with each other, not only here in our country, but to the other country also, that supporting any countries but a partner's institution. Our partner countries have longer experience, a higher scientific impact, and they teach how to boost our scientific performance in this strategy instrument to accelerate the development and research capability of the academic institution in areas important for us. The next one is dialogues. Students are given the opportunity to converse rather than debate about problematic issues. In debates, the goal is to prove each other wrong. Dialogues, on the other hand, are occasions to find common grounds. This strategy is one of the best vehicles for learning how to think, how to be responsible, how to make moral decisions, and how to understand another person's point of view. Dialogue is supremely flexible, instructional, collaborative, and rigorous. As a very best dialogue is one of the best way for a participant to learn good habits and thinking. The next one is exposure trips. Students are given the opportunity to be touched by victims of injustice. Seeing, hearing, and encountering a victim of violence is more powerful in developing empathy and compassion among the learners. Contact opportunities also motivates better in prodding students to action. It is an important strategy because it results in effective gains such as positive feelings toward and a topic of the learners, especially in promoting a peace education.
Strategy number 25 is use of globes and maps. A constant show of these devices will remind learners that there are people from other countries to care for and be concerned about other than one's own. When students know how to read maps and globes, they will be able to see the world in new light. Maps and globes provide much more than just a location. The main importance of globe is that it can give students a sense of perspective when they see that they are part of the large world, which can instill a desire to learn more about the places on a map than just their names. Next is brainstorming. It is methods that help people think creatively by letting many ideas flow from other students without any comment from the other. This strategy can be useful in generating many different solutions or alternatives. Evaluations of the ideas is done after brainstorming. Strategy number 27 is reading quotations. Peace activists, religious leaders, indigenous community leaders, and philosophers have said words of wisdom and inspiration that relate to peace. Quotes can help generate ideas within brainstorming, which can influence the ideas within the piece. They can send you in a new directions by presenting the ideas of others. Number 28 is use of charts and graphs. Statistics do not have an impact on a student in the same way that contact with victims of injustice does, but statistics still help in giving learners an idea of the extent and magnitude of problems in society. Graphs and charts condense large amounts of information into easy to understand formats that clearly and effectively communicate important points. Next, number 29 is case studies. Case studies are stories or scenarios that require analysis and invite solutions. This strategy gives the students an opportunity to know real-life situations of violence or injustice. Students are put in the position of problem solvers who discover underlying issues, positions, and interests. Next, strategy number 30 is collage making. A collage is a collection of photos from various sources that are put together to make a whole. Asking students to make a collage on issues that relate to peace will help them to understand those issues better. Strategy number 31 is show and tell. This strategy gives the student an opportunity to explain a concept to his or her classmates with matching visual aids and is premised on the belief that if one can explain a concept well to someone else, this person without doubt understands the concept. Show and tell gives students an opportunity to stand up in front and speak about a topic that interests them or share something that they love. It builds confidence and helps children develop effective communication skills.